All right, guys, we're giveaway number 3. We are giving away a 1973 Scout 2, and we're in Grass Valley, California at an international event to launch this vehicle right here. And we are standing next to the one and only Ben Palmer with 406 Garage that we've partnered up with on this rig, and he has completely restored this thing to make it look beautiful. Let's talk about what you did.
Well, first of all, we didn't restore it.
Yeah, okay.
Preserved it.
We preserved it.
We did a preservation.
There we go.
We're not doing a full restoration. We like to find these as original as possible. This has had the same owner for the last 30 years. Original paint, basically original interior, all original parts, and we just went through and freshened it all up mechanically, suspension, brakes, tires, wheels, and then we had our paint guy go through and wet sand, polish, and bring back the original paint to as good as it can look. It only original once, celebrate the flaws, celebrate the scratch, the dents, whatever. It tells the story of a 50-year-old truck.
Tell us a little bit about 406 Garage.
So we are like I said, a preservation shop. We're not a restoration shop. We specialize in international harvesters. We love the Scouts. We love the Travelalls. We love the pickup trucks. We do them all. My goal always has been to bring these from the farm to the driveway. It's kind of like cliche slogan, if you will, but bring them back from the farm, put them back in the driveway, and put them back to use again. So many of these things, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, and International, got crushed and went to the scrap yards and whatever, doing that whole thing. It's so cool to be able to bring one of these back and be able to use it again. Yeah. So our idea is make it look as good as it can in its original state, but bring it back mechanically to where you can get in it, just bump the key and go drive it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
go for a drive, go on a trail.
Yeah, and for me, the story of the vehicle is the soul of the truck. If you don't get the story, you lost a lot of the soul of the truck. So that's part of what our YouTube channel is, just being able to tell the story from the horse's mouth or the son or the daughter of the vehicle's owner, so we can get the story and the history of the vehicle.
So how long have you been preserving Internationals?
So I've been doing it as a hobby for probably 20 years. I've been doing it as a business for 8 years. So we turned the hobby into a business at a certain point in time in my life. Basically, I wanted to spend more time with my kids, watch my kids grow up, and going to work every day in a 9 to 5 was not cutting that. And we decided that the hobby that we love so much and working in the shop with my kids, we would turn into a business, and it has thrived. We are thankful and blessed. All right, so what's cool about this, and a lot of people don't even notice this, these actually open backwards.
I love that.
That's cool.
So not really like a design feature that makes them different, but it's cool because it's not what everybody else did. So this is the original 345 V8, which is the International motor.
I gotta stop you right there. There's a friend of mine that was like, so you're doing an LS swap? I'm like, no.
No. The
No.
only time you would do a modern powertrain swap on one of these is if the motor's locked up or the motor's jacked. This thing runs like a sewing machine, so there's no reason to do that.
Sounds amazing too.
So what we did is, we didn't rebuild the motor. There's no reason to. It ran great. Pulled the valve covers off. We pulled the oil pan. We pulled all the water pump and all the stuff off that's removable items that are seals. We resealed the top here on the valve covers, did the water pump, did the thermostat, resealed the cooling system, the hoses and the belts. Then as far as tuning and adjustments, we did plugs, we did wires, did the cap, did the rotor. This still has a points ignition. It's not electronic. I have a really awesome guy, older guy, that's great with carburetors, and he rebuilds all of our carburetors. So we use the original Holley 2-barrel carburetor. It's a 2203. That's what it came with originally. He rebuilds that with all factory original Holley parts. Obviously did air filter, oil filter. We did a new fuel pump, new fuel line, new fuel system, changed all the vacuum lines, changed all the coolant lines, did a master cylinder, we did a starter, we did a battery from Interstate. So it's just all the stuff that's a wear and tear maintenance item we replaced. The block was good, the pistons were good, the crank, the cam, all the internals and everything was great. It just needed to refresh and reseal.
Just for some of the younger generations that don't know the equivalent of this engine to, say, you know, some of your, like the Chevys and the Fords, and, you know, what would this be? The
5.7 liter.
Okay.
So, I mean, they technically possibly would call it a 5 liter, but it's usually listed as a 5.7 liter.
And for those that don't know, earlier you were talking about kind of how these motors were designed and what they were designed for.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably don't understand that.
A lot of what this motor is, and what all the engines are from the Scouts and the trucks are, this is the same motor and same power plant that they use for a lot of the farm implement stuff. So you would see this in a hay baler or a swather or a anything that you would have seen out in the tractor field. And what that meant was these engines were originally engineered and designed to run in farm equipment, which means they ran at 25 or 2800 RPM for all day, 16 to 18 hour day, bucking hay or whatever it was. So they're not the fastest motor. They're not the most powerful motor. They do have tremendous torque for their size, and they're extremely reliable. So it's one of those things, you just get in it, bump the key, as long as you've got a good fuel filter, you've got good fuel in it, they always run really well. I've had very few of these that we've rescued one of these trucks that we have not been able to revive the motor. Meaning it was stuck or it was rusted, or basically if it was left with no fluid, or if the carburetor was off, the engine was exposed to the elements, or if, God forbid, the pack rats got to you. You know. So again, this is not restored. This is just preserved, and a high level of maintenance, and all of the items that you would need to touch have been touched. We could have left it alone. It did run fine. But in order for it to be very reliable, we like to go through, I mean, even just like replacing battery cables. Because did the battery cables work? Yeah, they were fine, but they had little crusties and they had little rust and stuff like that. And eventually that's going to be a problem. And so you take the time, you spend the extra effort, and you have all new cables built. You have all new ends done. You do the wires, you do the vacuum lines, you do your proper grounds, you know, all that stuff makes a difference in the runnability, because it can be just the simplest thing on one of these motors that'll leave you on the side of the road, and you don't want that. So as far as suspension and brakes, steering and stuff like that, so we always work with Jeff at IH Parts America. Their team is great. We get lots and lots of parts from them. So we have their steering kit that's on here. We have their frame brace that's on here. And then we used their lift kit. So it's got a 2.5-inch spring lift with all new shackles, all new bushings, all the sleeves have been replaced. And then we use a Bilstein 5150 shock all the way around. So it's got Bilsteins on it. It's got a 2.5-inch spring lift, which is, it's the standard setup. It's just 2.5 inches over stock height. So it's still sprung under and all stuff like that. We do the frame brace and the steering kit together, because anytime that you go with an oversized tire, the stock tire in this was 28 inches tall. This tire is a 33-inch tall tire now. You've got extra torque and torsion with the tire and suspension, which is going to put more load on your steering, which is going to put more torque on your frame. So you beef up the steering arms with, as you can see, the anodized ones that Jeff CPT. That zinc.
It's really good.
You know, it's twice the diameter of the stove stack. And then the frame brace goes on the front to strengthen the torsional strength of the front end as you're steering those bigger tires with all stuff. So you don't get that kind of sway. And we actually upgraded, ran stainless brake lines all the way around. And then the hard lines, which were originally just basically a steel line. And if you've seen anyone seen it in old rigs, you know that they pit, they rust. Brake fluid through them, not through them, they deteriorate. So we use what's called a copper nickel rod, and we actually hand form all the brake lines. So all the hard lines on this have been replaced with a copper nickel line with a brass end on it, so it won't rust and it won't pit. These are the factory wheels, and these are a set of NOS hubcaps that I had. I had the original caps. They looked all right, but they were pretty beat up. This was a really nice factory set that I had. When we take the factory wheels off, we send them off to our wheel guy locally, and he sandblasts them. Then we powder coat them. The powder coat on these is a satin black. It's not flat. It's not gloss. They were satin when they were new. They aren't super shiny, but they have a little shine. And the other thing that we do is we do a brass valve stem. We don't do rubber valve stem. The reason for that is most vintage vehicles sit a lot. And if they sit a lot in the sun or in the snow or in the rain, the weather is hard on rubber items, all rubber items, whether it be a window seal or a valve stem. one of the #1 places that you'll get a leak from and get a flat tire from is a valve stem. So you spend $5 extra on each wheel, and you put a brass valve stem in it, and then you don't have
Resolves the problem.
Resolves the problem.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about
And it looks cool. So big part of these V8s for me always is the sound. And from the factory, they didn't sound really aggressive. And they don't need to be aggressive.
This one sounds great.
This one sounds a little rowdy. Now, reason being is generally they have a dual exhaust on these, and it's 2 into 1 into a muffler, and it goes into a single muffler, and it comes out the back, and then they just had 2 tailpipes. So basically it was 2, and then it was a single pipe and a muffler, 1 muffler, 2 ends. It sounded okay. It was about 2 inch in diameter. So what we did on this is this comes off the manifold, comes down in duals, has a crossover pipe in the middle to equalize the pressure, has dual Flowmaster mufflers, and dual exhaust all the way back. And instead of 2 inch, it's 2.5 inch.
Nice.
Now, you wouldn't think that a 1/2 inch make that much difference. But let me tell you, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
If somebody does want to tow with this, it's got your trailer lights, everything in it. You can tow, I mean, it's not going to tow 10,000 pounds, all right? But if you want to tow a small little Shasta trailer, if you want to pull a boat with it, if you want to have a little camp trailer, a little pop-up, whatever, or, dirt bikes or something like that, this is going to be able to do that now, which is nice.
By the way, how many hours do you have into this?
So we were talking about that earlier. So Kevin and I collectively worked on this together about 350 hours, about 160 to 175 each. And we do have a few more things we're still going to do. There's a couple more little tidbits. There'll be a few more hours than that, but
How many more hours do you think you're going to put into it?
it'll be another solid 40-hour week.
Plus.
No, times 2. So if
Times 2.
yeah, so there's probably 60 to 80 more hours. So there'll be let's be conservative and say there'll be 400 hours probably into it. And that's a relatively low number in comparison to a full-blown restoration.
Yeah. Well, I think also what's cool about it too is the body is actually in really good shape. Though.
It is.
Like it is.
Yeah.
There's not tons of Bondo and tons of
I will be transparent and say the hood and the passenger front fender at some point in its life were replaced.
Yeah.
We don't know. It was prior to the guy that I got it from. And the reason we know that is underneath the paint, you can see a little bit of yellow. And that's because you could never get a replacement panel for these.
Right.
So they had to go find a panel and have it painted.
That's what I love about what you do is it's not just a vehicle, it's a story.
Well, yeah, because whoever ends up with this, whether it be, if it was our customer and we were selling it to somebody,
Yeah.
that customer ultimately who will be your customer will go and make memories with this with their family. They might go fishing with it. They might go hunting in it. They might just take it to their cabin. They might just drive it to Cars and Coffee with their kids.
Yeah.
They might just go get ice cream with their kids in it. But it's going to be something that's going to make memories with that family that they're going to remember forever because the vehicle will make the memory for them. I have great memories of my grandparents and my parents from back in the day going in old vehicles.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can think of
absolutely.
plenty of memories, good or bad, with siblings punching each other in the back seat on a road trip.
No seat belts with benches, the whole thing. Yeah.
Are you old enough that when you rode in back of some of the older station wagons, the third row seat faced the backwards?
Yeah.
So you were looking at the cars coming.
I think I was barely in that.
We were
in
making faces at them and waving at them.
Yeah, and you have no idea what's coming in front of you, what dad or mom's doing in front.
But you don't care though. You're good.
You're
good.
busy.
Yeah.
And we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have electronic stuff.
No.
It was just counting cars, counting license plates, and making funny faces at the people behind us.
Yeah, playing slug bug.
Made the
And
trip
slug
go
bug.
by a lot faster.
Yep, exactly.
Speaking of memories, whoever wins this, that's going to be an awesome memory for a very long time. They can tell their kids or grandkids. It's like, I bought a tow rope or soft shackle, a hat, a t-shirt, something simple.
Yeah, it's like the start of their story.
the start of the story.
When they got this rig, they bought a hat, they won a rig, and then 20 years of memories beyond that of like, we went fishing, we went hunting, we went camping, we went this, whatever. And you remember all we had to do was buy a tow rope or a hat or whatever it was, right? What they bought. And we won this thing. How cool is that? Like, what an amazing opportunity to start a story.
Lucky son of a gun.
Yeah. One of my struggles when you add accessories to these rigs, obviously roof racks are hard to, it's just, there's not really a good period correct rack that, in my opinion, looks good and is functional. Front Runner makes these racks and they make them for a lot of rigs, Land Cruisers, Forerunners, you know, this is aluminum, so it's lightweight, super strong. You could put a rooftop tent up here. You could put a car top boat up here, a Zodiac. You could put mountain bikes. You could put kayaks.
Throw a canoe up there.
Right. You can attach just about any, I think, Yakima, Thule, whatever stuff to those rails. So this will be very versatile for someone to use. And if they don't want it on there, it's 4 bolts here, and then there's 1 center bolt there, and you can lift it off.
Dang.
So as far as removal, if they don't want to use it, it does come off really easily. But, you know, the reality of these is most people don't take the top off very much.
Yeah.
Not to say that the guy or gal that wins this won't take the top off, but more than likely they'll leave the rack on because they'll use the rack and they'll leave the top and they'll roll the windows down. Jeff IH Parts, they manufacture these and they call them a show bar.
Okay.
Not a roll bar. And the reason being is it has all the look of a roll bar. It's made of the same material. It's TIG welded, it's strength, you know, it's all there. But in order for a roll bar to be a roll bar, it needs to be tied to the frame.
Yep.
Which means you'd have to have another plate under the body, another tube down to the frame with another plate with it sandwiched. Well, that gets into like rock crawler stuff, right?
Yep.
Or you're doing big,
Yeah.
whatever. So Jeff manufactures these, and we use them a lot because they allow you to have a 3-point seat belt. So there's a threaded bolt that's welded on the tube. You want to add the 3-point seat belt because these are lap belts. Let's talk about this. Is you know, we die like men. But if somebody wanted to add the 3-point belt, it has a provision for that. You could do the 3-point belt. It looks the part. It does function. If something were to impact it, it will function. But it is not a rollover bar. I just want people to understand that. You know. So this has factory high back bucket seats that are being completely rebuilt and restored, new material. All new carpet kit front to back, and then the rear seat is also getting matched with all factory material and stuff like that. Then we'll go through and dollop the seat belts and stuff like that. But you'll have to watch that in the next video because we're not going to show that until it's all the way done.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. We were hoping we were going to take this thing home, but we're glad to send it back with you to get the final details.
We're going to cry as you drive away.
Oh, you'll be fine.
What was that line? We were talking on the phone. You were just like, dude, Alan, everything I touch, just I have to go through it.
We do it nice because we do it twice.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk recovery gear for a second.
Of course.
So I noticed, and what many of you may have noticed, it's got the tried and true Warren 8274. I love this winch. Factory period, well, not factory, but period bumper.
This is a period crack. Somebody probably made this or was a dealer add-on, but it's
right. It is a
30 plus year old beefy steel iron bumper.
Exactly, and it's useful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make your lunch right there too.
Absolutely.
But we're gonna throw a synthetic 7/16 winch line on this thing.
Which will probably save what, like 50 pounds?
Oh yeah, and
all that because this is 125 feet of cable.
Right, and it's gonna be way stronger, way safer, and then
get rid of that Fairlead.
Yeah, get rid of the roller Fairlead, put the groove Fairlead on it, so that then my hope is whoever wins this goes on adventures. Yeah, that they go have fun.
Right.
Because that's what it's going to be built to do. Just go have fun, go make memories, go do a bunch of stuff, put a few more scratches and dents on it.
Yeah.
Live and enjoy.
The story with it.
Yeah, keep making the story with this. And so we're going to make sure that this winch and all the recovery gear is ready for adventure on this too. So from this to the receiver tow point in the back, and there's other cool things that are on their way. I don't want to spoil the surprise, so it's going to be good. We want this to be able to do real recoveries, to actually pull hard, to pull anything bigger than it, and having the right receiver tow point on this
hooked to the frame
is crucial for that. So it's going to have our receiver tow point in there too. You'll be able to put the 7/8 inch kinetic rope on this and
throw a half shackle in it, whatever, pull anybody out sideways, whatever you need to do with it. Yep, drag them out of the snow or the mud.
This'll be a classic recovery vehicle when it's all done.
Well, it's here. We're here. It's been a long time in the making. All the videos, all the phone calls.
Yep.
And we're standing next to this, and a lucky winner is going to win it. And we just want to thank you.
Dude, I'm so pumped and so proud that we were able to help with this. And I'm so excited for whoever wins it because it's like we were talking, this is a whole
Yeah.
slew of memories for another family going in the future, and they can continue the story of this cool old Scout.
We're excited. We thank you again. Where can people find you if they want to learn about what you do?
So 406garage.com is a website, 406 Garage on YouTube, and 406 Garage on Instagram. I do have a personal Facebook page, and then it does get cross-posted to there,
Yep.
but I don't have a business Facebook page because it's just me, and I don't have enough time to do all the socials. Oh, I do have TikTok, though. My kids made me do TikTok.
Oh, okay.
So we throw a splash video on TikTok every now and then, just kind of what we're doing. So if you type in 406 Garage on Google and look on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you'll find us.
This giveaway is live. Every dollar you spend at yankum.com gives you entries to win this.
Can I win it?
No.
Oh, can the kids win it?
They're going to have to change their last one.
Dang it!
Luckily, though, you can build one.
Yeah.
You can make one.
I'll just make another one.
Yeah.
You know, we
So
get
I
asked that
do.
a lot, like especially family members. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
what do I got to do? It's
Yeah.
just
Can I win?
It's funny. We actually submit a pretty large disqualification list,
Sure.
and we just make sure that we don't have too much of a connection.
And I knew the answer to that, but I just it is, you always got to ask
Yeah.
like what is the where do you draw the line? You know?
Yep. I'll tell you, I love how raw this thing is. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's original and raw. It's Jade's favorite word of the day. You know, we made the
Apparently,
it's Jade's word of the
Grass Valley, California trip. The word is raw.
day.
Raw.
And you know what? It's fitting. We're in the trees.
We
We're
are.
in the dirt. We're with this nice original truck that you guys are going to give away to one of these lucky people. You know, it's going to be amazing.
And by the way, what are you guys waiting for?
Why are you not entered?
All
Why
you
are
got to
still-
do is go to yankum.com and buy something.
Why are you still here? Get off here. Get on yankum.com. Go enter now.
You might
Right
even be
now.
able to just click the link right here too. It's easy. Just enter in your information.
Buy a hat, buy a hoodie,
Buy a sticker.
A soft shackle.
sticker, anything.
Recovery gear.
You could win this.
Just do it.
Why aren't you doing it? Do it now.
Let's do it raw.